I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
President Trump here launching some verbal attacks here aimed at Pope Leo. That was the president speaking to reporters at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, doubling down on the attacks he first started on his Truth Social account.
Yeah, the president posting a lengthy message on that Truth Social, saying in part that, quote, he is not a fan of Pope Leo XIV and that he doesn't want a pope that criticizes the president of the United States. Trump also calling the pope, quote, weak and liberal. Now, the president's attacks follow recent messages from Pope Leo objecting to the U.S. and Israel war with Iran and calling for peace. Now, the Pope never mentioning the president by name, describing the war in Iran as, quote, delusion of omnipotence. Now, this morning, Pope Leo, while flying to Algeria, responded to those attacks.
To put my message on the same plane as what the president has attempted to do here, I think is not understanding what the message of the gospel is. And sorry to hear that, but I will continue on what I believe is the mission of the church in the world today.
So Pope Leo, who begins a 10-day tour of African countries beginning today, went on to say his words are not meant as attacks on anyone and that the message of the gospel is clear, quote, blessed are the peacemakers.